What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Wonderful World of Johnny. I am back. Yes, I know I was away for a little bit, and I apologize. I had an eye patch on. Call me Patchy the Pirate. But yeah, speaking of pirates, we're going to talk about One Piece today. So, I just want to say thank you for all your support that you give me in my previous videos. I am back. I'm going to try to get back into a set schedule. Just life gets in the way sometimes, so you just kind of have to take a step back, take a breather, and do what you need to do in order to get life back on track. So that's what I had to do. I may have to do it again, who knows, but I'm still here on YouTube, never leaving, because I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to you about random stuff that I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy too. With that being said, let's talk about our sponsor today, which you all know I talk about a lot. Reed's Energy Drink. Best energy drink ever. Go check them out. Rep Sports, REPP Sports.com. Use coupon code Johnny Huey and save yourself 50% off. Also sponsored by Magic Candle Company, where you can use coupon code World of Johnny and save yourself 10% off. And those candles smell so good. So good. Anyway, yeah, I'm rambling on here. So let's discuss what is going to be in today's video. We're going to talk about the voice entry. Yes, the voice entry, because we have figured it out. We know, not every single little detail, but we do know what happened during the voice entry now. And we have proof of it thanks to Dr. Vegapunk. And Oda, you dropped a bombshell. You know, this is the end game of One Piece. So we are getting a ton of information about One Piece, about backstory, about you finally meet Vegapunk. And this is it. We are talking about the voice entry. We are talking about Undyans. We are talking about just... This is the end game. We are going to find out everything. I wouldn't expect Oda to, the last, chapter of the book to release all the information, what the One Piece is, what this is, what the world is. We're going to get it in pieces. And that's what's happening now. We are getting it in pieces. Starting with the voice entry. So we learned about the voice entry, and we'll probably learn a little more about the voice entry once we get to Laugh Tale and Robin Reed's Throat Poneglyphs, because those have more of a history on it. So we get more detail to back up what we all, what we already know. And what we know is we were all wrong. Let's get into today's video. So, we were told by King that... So, in the latest chapter, Oda dropped a big bombshell by saying that we have the Iron Giant, which actually climbed the Red Line 200 years ago. Now, we know the voice entry was 800 years ago. And we know that this Iron Giant is from said Void Century. So if the Iron Giant is from the said Void Century, and he climbed that line 200 years ago, here's what it is. That Iron Giant is the piece to this entire Void Century reveal. So, let's go back a little bit. We don't know exactly where the Ancient Kingdom was. There was talk about it being on Jaya. There was talk about it being Laugh Tale itself. There was talk about it being someplace like we don't know. It could be like Atlantis, buried in the ocean. We don't exactly know. But what if we do know? The Ancient Kingdom is on Mary Joie. Mary Joie is the ancient kingdom, just by a different name and different structure. Because we are told by King that the Lunarians used to live on the Grand Line. So what if the Lunarians were part of the ancient kingdom because they were revered as gods? So they could have been that ancient kingdom, and the world government was formed by the 12 kings, and they went towards the Red Line to attack and take out the Lunarians in order to take over the world, because it's the highest point in the world, and you have basically control of the world if you're on top of the Grand Line, because you're viewed as gods. Like the Celestial Dragons are now viewed, as almost technically gods. So it's a good place to be. And we have also like people like Joy Boy. Joy Boy could have been an Lunarian. Who knows? Joy Boy was an Lunarian. He was, had the god fruit of the Nika Nika sun god fruit. So he could have been Lunarian. I don't know. Just putting it out there. So the ancient kingdom was full of Lunarians. There could have been other people living there with them. Just the Lunarians were basically like in charge. And they could have had this crazy technology that we see in the Iron Giant. So my thought is, during this 40th century, when the war actually began, they had these Iron Giants. They were programmed to attack. And 200 years ago, when Iron Giant went up, it was still alive, still had some juice in them, so it was programmed to attack. And that's what happened. It was still on a set goal, still had its programming, and went for it. Nothing told him 200 years ago to go do it. It's just somehow he woke up and climbed the Red Line and attacked Mary Joie. Now, that may be, they knew that their programming could have said, hey, the war is happening right here, go up here and attack, and they could have been programmed to know the difference between his army and the other army. I mean, the technology they had, they could be very, very smart over Iron Giant. So it could know the difference between the Lunarians and the Celestial Dragons. We're going to put those into two groups because that's technically what it was. So, a Great War was between the Lunarians and the Celestial Dragons. And this robot knew the difference between his makers and the people's enemies. So 200 years ago, when it climbed the Red Line, it was like, hey, this is not my people. I'm programmed to attack these people. My people ain't here anymore, so I'm going to attack. And that's exactly what happened. Now, another key to this is the power source of the Iron Giant. And this connects back to King, and this connects back to the Voice, and this connects back to everything. Because Vegapunk says that he doesn't know the power source. Well, I figured out the power source, and so did Vegapunk, but he's just not thinking correctly on that. And what I mean by that is he says he's trying to create a renewable energy, an infinite energy source, such as using a sun as a power source. Well, Vegapunk, let me tell you something. That is exactly how this Iron Giant was powered. A renewable fire source. And what do we know that has renewable fire source, or continuous and never-ending fire that they can produce and use on command? Lunarians. Lunarians had the fire on their back. They can produce fire in other places, so they use that fire that they could potentially produce as their power source. So Vegapunk, you're on the right track. But you need Lunarians to do that and figure out their DNA. Which actually you did figure out their DNA because you took the Seraphim and put the Lunarian DNA in there because you gave them the wings like King has. So you're on the right track there. You're working on it. You almost got it. So yes, the Void Century, this big war, took place on top of Mary Joie, or what was the ancient kingdom. and this power source that was used by the Ancient Kingdom, because the Ancient Kingdom was far beyond the technology that Vegapunk has today. Far beyond. So One Piece takes place in the apocalyptic world, obviously. So all this connects. It all answers so many questions, but leaves us with a few more. So, what was I going to say? Yeah. So, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Void Century. If you think that's, the Ancient Kingdom could be Lunarians, Joy Boy could be Lunarian. The fuel source that the Lunarians use for all the technology was the infinite fire that they have. And yeah. Oh, and another thing to mention, we do see this advanced technology from the Lunarians. So at some point, the Lunarians had to come down from the moon. We know that much because Luna is Latin for moon. So Lunarians came down from the moon and made their home on the Grand Line. So they could have been seen as gods at that point. This could have been way before 800 years ago. I don't know exactly, but we do know they had the technology before they came down. So that's another thought. Anyway, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your support, and I'm glad to be back. I don't know my upload schedule, but I'm going to try to get it back on track. And I know my last video, well, I had the Mighty Ducks video, and then yeah. So not sure. There was a video I wanted to do. So I'll go off on a little bit of a tangent here. Anyway, there's a video that I wanted to do on November 11th because it was the anniversary of one of my favorite Disney films. I didn't get a chance to with everything else going on, but I'm still gonna upload that video at some point, just not at the anniversary, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, see you guys next time. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for stopping by. And if you're here still at the end of this video, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and check out my Patreon page by clicking Leo's face. If you know who Leo is my dog. So, check out this video down here, and check out this video down here, which is actually from a new channel I just started about none other than hockey and Demiatrix and hockey because I love hockey. If you didn't know that, you probably did if you've been around for a while. Anyway, see you next time.